Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lads Debate. Coming in, cutting his way to deciding who wins is your only mate.
I shall judge you.
As I do when you're playing your Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke. Link in the description down below. And
hey, only 2 deaths.
True, I won't say which ones. You'll need to watch his Let's Plays, people. And speaking of playing, coming in with the muscles is Shawnee.
I'm the Smash the Lads Debate and guarantee a victory.
Oh my.
Bill, really?
Yeah, Sean, do I need to give you a moment alone with this debate, or...
Find out of the gutter.
Hey, okay, to be fair, mate, he's not representing the Charger. He's representing Left 4 Dead 2's and technically Left 4 Dead 1's Tank, the zombie king of Left 4 Dead. And he will be taking on his official name, Dr. Salvador from Resident Evil 4, but as probably my community know him as Chainsaw Larry. Now,
a better name in my opinion.
It is. Will he return for the Resident Evil 5 remake? If they're remaking the 5th game, I think Chainsaw Larry's back. And yes, people, I will use that soundbite. But speaking of Lads Debates, though, our latest episode was Senator Armstrong versus Albert Wesker, which I think got the most votes compared to like most of this year's Lads Debates. Senator Armstrong winning the majority of votes with 76%.
Woo!
Yeah.
You know
and
what's crazy?
Yeah.
Like behind the scenes, a lot of our server, especially, like yesterday we even talked about it, actually want this as a death battle episode. We kind of convinced them that it'd be a good death battle episode.
It's really weird. There's so many Lads Debates that we come up with where some of them we are joking about them, like Adam versus Nemesis, but then we just come up like with serious, we're thinking, oh, this would be really interesting. But most people are just not interested. This is one of those joke ones. Senator Armstrong versus Albert. The literal connection we had at the time was memes. Like that was it. There was no major connection. But as we both researched these two characters, it's like these two would weirdly work well together as not just combatants. But can you imagine if these two teamed up? Just oof.
Oof.
it is actually kind of crazy.
Know. Okay, obviously we're not gonna like dethrone the likes of Wesker versus Kazuya, but how much reach do we have to at least potentially make this an actual death battle?
I mean, according to the credits, you are an executive producer technically. So,
actually, I'm not in the producer credit. I'm in the special thanks credit.
It counts.
But you get the joke, though.
Yeah.
Though, funny enough, you mentioned this, Sean. Yes, people. The first comment we have here from Tarok. Not gonna lie, the more I hear about this, the more I think this can work as an actual death battle. It would go so hard. Honestly, regardless who wins, I do think fight potential was actually really creative. Like, just picturing Albert going crazy, fully transforming, using the freaking tornado of parasites trying to infect Armstrong would be pretty sick to see animated. Probably be a bitch to animate.
Oh, probably. Also, the dialogue potential, too.
Oh my god, yeah. 2 characters with God complex. Like, can you imagine? Also, I'll just love it if Albert throws his glasses at Armstrong. Armstrong grabs it, but then he just quickly adjusts his own glasses.
Well, also, like, you can even get the model from, like, Dead by Daylight.
True.
Wesker, which is a really good model.
Do you know what I would love to also kind of see? Albert goes like, is this your card, Armstrong? Armstrong goes, no. Check under your foreskin. He goes, what? And it just bursts cards in his face.
Oh, God.
If anyone
Someone
gets
knows my Pharaoh.
I have actually been watching his videos lately now. They are hilarious. I recommend people check them out. Coming from Purple Demon, I don't know how a random zombie with a chainsaw is supposed to beat Broly, but you do you, Billifan. Do you know, I kind of want to call Purple out on this. Do you remember last year he said, oh my god, I dragged out that whole Dimitri joke from Guts versus Dimitri? This bastard in our Discord server keeps on bringing up Broly as a tank. He's talking about my jokes being redundant. It's just like, you are being redundant, my boy.
you do one mod, and then all of a sudden it consumes their life.
Yeah. To give context to people, when we played Left 4 Dead 2, we decided to have the tank look like Broly. I've removed that mod, so I found something much more funnier to have for it, which I'm looking forward to when we play Left 4 Dead 2 again. But yeah, it's like, Purple, you've literally been carrying on this joke for 2 weeks now. At least 2 weeks from when I took the screenshot of this comment. It's like, the joke is dead, just like these two people. And coming in with the last comment from Lee Family. Man, an entire family watched our video, guys.
Damn.
It's funny how Albert lost to Chris, who was slower than while Armstrong beat Sam, who was faster. And he goes into details about, like, you know, how much quicker and stuff like that. I'll put it on screen for people. But then he asked the question, why people want Sam to fight Adam? I think it's just similar like Homelander versus Omni-Man. I think they just want to see Adam die.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That being said, I have heard with, like based off the calcs that Raiden got in his last appearance, and from a feat Adam has in the Black trailer, in that comparison, you can say Adam is faster.
I really disagree. Like, I think...
But I will just focus out the way Adam's like fighting style works, that works against him.
Yeah. Well, I just also think Adam is perhaps one of the weakest villains in all of Ruby. Like I don't even think Torchwick could beat him. I mean, granted, we've just not seen the full capabilities of Adam. So, whereas with Sam, even in just one game, I feel like Sam made an impression. I mean, the first level, he kicks Raiden's ass, and after the boss fight that Raiden just had, it's like, yeah, if this guy could beat this Raiden, then yeah, my money's on this guy.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong, my money's on Sam as well. It's just like, I have seen like those calcs and being like, huh, that genuinely surprises me. But with how Adam fights, like, you know, blocking attacks, that's just gonna screw him over. Like with the high frequency blade.
Could you imagine though? It's just like Sam launches like a big attack, Adam cuts it apart, and just like in that DLC clip, you just see Sam clapping like, impressive, impressive.
He like completely mocking him. Like he doesn't take the fight seriously at all. Whereas Adam's trying so hard. Really like Omni-Man versus Homelander.
Actually, you know what? Could you imagine like they have a clash and they both take one another's arms off? So it's like a weird mirror of like what Adam did with Yang and what Sam did to Raiden.
It'd be like, huh? So this is what it feels like.
I don't like it a lot. Anyway, so let's get to this Billoween special lads debate, our Halloween special. And I'm just going to give a warning, people. There's going to be a random jump scare in this video. I'm not going to say where it's going to be, but it's going to be there. Might be at the start of this video already, or it might be at the end, or it might appear even now. Now you're on your toes. No, you actually scared me. Well,
nice job, mate. Nice job.
Okay then, that's the jump scare. No, I'm actually tempted. You know what, I'm gonna have that be the jump scare moment now. Just have mate's face. Just have mate's face coming at the camera.
with like the Five Nights at Freddy's like 2 jump scare sound effect or something.
Alright, so let's get to this Halloween episode. I'm just gonna say it's a very one-sided fight. Tank is gonna get screwed, but let's hear Sean's backstory on this character. Or monster, really.
Alrighty, I'm ready to go whenever the time starts.
Oh, right, I have to do that, don't I?
Yeah. Just waiting.
It's like,
I was waiting for you guys to do it. It's been a while.
I'm just picturing
it's
like
5 minutes.
Can you imagine
like 5 minutes? I think we said for
oh,
character.
5 minutes. Okay.
Can you imagine
5 minutes per character? I think is what we said, right?
But I think for specifically these two characters, I can't imagine we're going to go into too much depth and lore on them. I'm just picturing like, I don't know, a boxing match between like Tyson Fury and someone else, and they're like waiting on the bell, and the referee's just on his phone. That's mate, just like it's like, oh right, we're meant to be having a championship.
Hang on, let me finish my tweet.
Let me finish this level of Candy Crush, and I'll get back to you.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, lads, let me ask you a question. Have you all ever had the flu? It's not fun.
Somehow, no.
I have. It's
However-
horrible.
Well, the green flu is kind of like that, only much worse. It turned people into zombie-like figures, and for some people, it genetically and physically altered their bodies, like having a long tongue stretch out for long days on end, claws with the ability to jump at very high speeds, and even just whatever the charger issue is.
So you just turn into dog pool?
Some people are like that, but for one specific member of this special infected line, body became so massive, the shoulders so wide, and the legs so tiny. This is the powerhouse, the tank. So you might be looking at this thing and be like, Sean, why is this thing, look like a tank? It's because of a disease that the green flu enhances. See, the green flu enhances the negative side effects of certain aspects of a human body, make the special infected. In the tank's case, it's called muscular hypertrophy. Do lads know what that is? No? Well, let's go over to a video I have pulled up, briefly explaining what that is, shall we?
While the green flu would be magnifying the effects of muscular hypertrophy. Hypertrophy, an increase in size of skeletal muscular growth due to surrounding component cells. The green flu would hijack these component cells and not give them a limit to how large these muscles could actually grow. During this state of enhanced hypertrophy, the body's myostatin, the body's natural protein that tells the body to halt muscle growth, would be suppressed. Basically, the green flu is just telling the tank's body, go to town, grow those muscles, get those gains, son!
There you go.
Okay, then. I feel as though you could have
Okay.
easily explained that with words and not needed a video. I'm just saying.
Have you heard my stuttering throughout this intro so far for the tank?
Fair enough.
Shall I resume?
Yes.
And resume.
It's because of this muscular hypertrophy enhancement that allows the tank to increase his body mass size to look like a giant freaking gorilla. It grants him enhanced strength, and just the sheer muscle mass makes him really, really hard to put down, just like a tank. Valve was right on the nose for a lot of these special infected.
He also has one of the
But thanks to
scariest
this-
theme tune of all special infected.
He does. But if you've ever heard the tank just standing idle, you will hear him growling and even howl in pain even when he's not fighting. Because of the same muscular hypertrophy, it's squeezing down on his head constantly full of muscle. Think of it like a constant headache, only there's no cure, just pain, just anger, and pure rage. It may not look it, but this tank is actually quite faster than expected. Thanks to his muscles being quite massive, he walks like a gorilla on his hands. And hell, even in New Orleans, where Left 4 Dead 2 takes place, his body actually adapted to the climate and environment of the city of New Orleans. So it's kind of like an adaptive virus as well, depending on the environment. So we don't know how long the time period is between Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, but I imagine it takes place not too long, given that the Left 4 Dead 2 survivors met the others in the Passing DLC, which takes place after the Sacrifice comic. So, give or take, at minimum, probably a week. Or two. But it's because of this massive tank that the tank can punch survivors far away, punch cars, and even has a range attack. The only downside is that he can be really, really slow at times. At least compared to stuff like the Chargers, which just pull steam ahead. And as far as just basic story goes, if you see this walking behemoth, you have three options. You can run, you can shoot, or run and shoot. You better pray that the tank does not catch up to you. Otherwise, it's the end of your days. I think that's a good place to end it, without going into
Alright.
specific beats.
Alrighty then.
You had a minute and 21 seconds left, by the way.
But yeah, like I said, that's fine. Like I said, medical science, mate. Isn't it fun?
I don't know why, I'm just picturing like someone makes a thumbnail of the tank and it has that whole doctors hate this man, here's why.
Bill, you ready?
I am ready to get Larry onto the spotlight once more.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
In the lovely country of Spain...
You didn't say go yet.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said go, so I just went.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus, man, calm down. In the lovely country of Spain, the president's daughter got kidnapped by this crazy cultist group that worshipped a very suspicious man voiced by one of the Nords in Skyrim. I'm not even kidding, look up that original voice actor. And this town originally was just a lovely village of people living far away from like social media and technology. They were just common folk, just farming and just living a simple life. That was until a secret umbrella corporation, big shocker, decided to find a parasite called the Las Plagas. The crazy cultist leader, Salvador, he decided to, hey, let's put these inside of us. It'll make us immortal. And everyone was just like, okay. And also kill your children because they're not worthy of it. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, if you wonder why there's no children in all the villages of Resident Evil 4, yeah, it's because the parents killed them. It's actually pretty bloody dark.
That's
It's Resident Evil, but even then, it's like they knew when to be a little cheesy. But Jesus, literally, the credits of Resident Evil 4 has shown the actual things that happened at the village. It shows dead children in wheelbarrows just being wheeled away. It's just like, dang. Now the Last Plaguers has different effects on people. Most of the villagers just became shock troopers that would have these parasitic heads that will burst out of them. Some of them, though, gained inhuman strength, intelligence, and basically a healing factor that could passively regenerate their body from loads of damage and also make you basically immune to pain. This was Dr. Salvador, aka the Chainsaw Larry of my channel. Now, big shocker, his original name, he was a doctor for this village, but then after going a little bit crazy with the parasite, he basically became the village's enforcer. If there was someone swooping into town to cause mayhem, he would swoop in with a chainsaw saying, "Stay back, I've got a chainsaw," and he would go on a killing spree trying to stop anyone that would threaten this cult. And that is what took us to Leon S. Kennedy. These two didn't technically have a rivalry, but anytime Leon got close to the president's daughter escaping the village, he would come around the corner with this chainsaw revving, ready to kick some ass. And no matter what you do, blow him up with a grenade, shoot him in the face, kick him down a bottomless well, he just seemed to always come back. And I even looked it up. No, these aren't different Chainsaw Larrys that appeared. These are canonically the same guy that's just so hard to kill.
I was going to ask about that, thank you.
And this Chainsaw Larry would literally pursue Leon throughout the entire journey. Every time he went to a new island, when he went into a castle, Chainsaw Larry just came around the corner like, "Stay back, I got a chainsaw." Sometimes he would bring in his brother. It's not actually his brother, it's just some random guy with a chainsaw that he would eventually come in and be like, "Yeah, I'll fight with you." Or his sisters would join in the combat. However, these ones get killed off. However, this doctor guy would continuously pursue him. It only came to when they finally met their final battle on the minecarts. Now, if it's the original Chainsaw Larry, you basically keep dodging him until you eventually fall down this bottomless pit, which I'm not exactly sure how deep it goes, but it's a long drop, we'll say the least. And Chainsaw Larry met his demise in that, or if you're in the original remake, you basically just shoot his car and he just falls off the tracks. I won't lie, the original one definitely had a more fitting end to Chainsaw Larry. And while this is not the strongest of the Last Plaguers, it really goes to show that taking a kind doctor of a village, twisting his mind into some creepy, disturbed monster, his face apparently went so disfigured he had to wear a paper bag over it because it would scare the other villagers. However, he was feared by not only Leon S. Kennedy and Ashley, his own villagers feared him. Because no matter what, all in the name of Lord Sadler, he will continue fighting for this cult. Also, if you want to book an appointment with him, here's his details. He cuts his prices down every week. Yeah, that's where I think I'll end it. How long did I have left?
Time just ran out.
Oh wow! I just heard the little brief like sounds of the alarm.
Bill, when you said Lord, what was his name again?
Lord Salazar.
Salazar. It sounded like you said Sandler for a second.
God, that's the
Lord Adam Sandler.
That was the twist. Like that should have been the original twist of Resident Evil 4 remake. Like Ada's not talking to Wesker. It's just Adam Sandler. I will make my next film. Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore and the Last Plagueis.
Wait, so would that be Happy Gilmore just like slaughtering zombies with golf clubs?
Do you know what? As weird it is to say, I actually would be on board with seeing that Adam Sandler film. Like he's just trying to go about his
Honestly,
day, but
same, perhaps.
like he's just trying to go on about his day, but zombies just keep on ruining it to the point he's just fighting them with golf clubs and like other weapons. Kind of like that Nicolas Cage film where he was just a janitor, but when animatronics kept trying to kill him, and he just had to kill them instead. But he just went back to his job.
I mean, Happy Gilmore was crazy enough to like wrestle a crocodile with his bare hands.
Yeah, I think he'll be
And
brave.
win.
Yeah, I think he's brave enough
So-
to take on zombies. Oh goodness, can you imagine?
All the more reason I kind of want like just Adam Sandler in Death Battle.
Goodness, can you actually imagine
Like,
him with the green flu or the Last Plagueis?
I don't think we're ready for that.
It's like you hear the tank music and you're thinking, it's a tank. No, much worse. It's just him charged with a golf club.
That would be the end of both Left 4 Dead and Resident Evil.
Oh god. Anyway, should we have this debate just go on for like 14 minutes or 12 minutes? How do you guys feel?
Over 10 minutes is fine. It'll be a short episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame it's going to be a short match for the tank. I mean, the tank is screwed, but we'll willingly give him 12 minutes.
12 minutes, okay.
Alright then, are you ready, Sean?
Yes.
Alright then, mate,
Alright.
count us down.
3, 2, 1. Fight!
You know what Dr. Salazar doesn't have that the tank does?
Oh,
Range options, mother trucker. The tank can literally just pick up a slab of concrete and just throw it at Salazar.
Oh yeah? Well, what's stopping Salazar going all anime and just slicing that boulder and then charging at him?
Where in the game has he ever done that?
He might have not done that, however, in the remake of Resident Evil 4, when Leon gets grappled by one of the zombie villagers, he decides to show off how strong his chainsaw is, and he full-on cuts down pillars that are supporting a building just to collapse, and he can do it twice just to be a petty bitch. Now,
That's cute. The same building's made of wood.
I mean, you gotta give credit, wood is a very strong material. We've been using it for hundreds of years for our homes.
Okay,
the tank
here's
is
my
not-
counterpoint to
The
that.
tank has not had experience being in those sort of towns, so how would he know how to... Oh my goodness, this guy can cut wood, but I never understood wood. This man is clearly strong.
How about the tank is so strong that in the intro of Left 4 Dead 1, when he was chasing Zoe and the other survivors, he literally crumpled steel stairs like they were tissue paper. Literally, that happened in the intro.
Ah, but do you also forget it also led to his demise?
Yeah, I'll admit the tank isn't that bright, but still, he would have caught and killed Zoe if Francis hadn't pulled her up.
Oh, that's fair, but it sounds like what you're saying the stairs nearly killed Zoe. Are you saying these Left 4 Dead 2 survivors can be killed by stairs, but the stairs that also
Or how
killed the
about
tank?
in Left 4 Dead, or how about in Left 4 Dead 2's intro, when the tank killed Coach, he's literally in the dead position with one rock. Yup.
Okay, here's my...
Coach was a former football player who could take a lot of punishment, more than a normal human.
Well, you know what? You want to use video game intros? How about in Left 4 Dead 2, when Ellis, a random redneck boy, shot it in the face with a grenade launcher and instantly killed it? Guess what? Leon also can pack a grenade launcher, and it takes, and I replayed it to know, 16 grenades to kill Dr. Salazar with a grenade launcher on the hardest difficulty. Never mind.
The tank in can also just take all the bullets. It's most likely that the survivors weaken the tank, even though we don't see it, because that was most likely during Swamp Fever, the same intro cutscene where Rochelle was firing a rapid-fire turret minigun, and the tank can still take shots from that.
Okay.
I have to ask, Sean, the grenade thing, is that consistent with other moments with the tank, or?
Well, the grenade launcher is like a special weapon that the survivors can find. It takes multiple shots to kill a tank with a grenade launcher.
All right, how about we go over their HP?
Even then, the tank has survived pipe bombs, which have the same explosive power as a grenade from a grenade launcher.
Okay, how about we go over their HP? Dr. Salvador has 6,000 HP.
So does the tank.
Oh wow, really? Oh shit! I thought you only had 1,000. Touche.
Have you never played versus mode?
Touche. Okay, they're clearly even on HP. But
You know what?
here's
They
actually a
aren't even
real
on
fun.
speed.
Well, here's actually a fun fact before we get to that. Chainsaws have actually been proven that they can in fact cut metal. And
Oh, you mean like the time you posted Leon blocking the chainsaw with a kitchen knife?
well, actually, first of all, that was a combat knife that was been modified by Sans, the merchant. But not only that, Salvador is capable of matching Leon in strength. And this is a guy that went toe-to-toe with everyone's favourite boulder puncher, Chris. And in Resident Evil 6, we've seen Leon's able to push over a boulder. Yet this guy, this Chainsaw Larry, was overpowering him with chainsaw. Not that, he actually, if you were to use your knife to counter the chainsaw, he knocked off 90% of its health with just his chainsaw alone. Anime sword fighters fear Chainsaw Larry for that alone.
Still, it can be blocked, just like the tank can theoretically just grab that chainsaw and crush it. As it said earlier, he crushed steel with his bare hands.
Well, that's impressive, but Chainsaw has been shown
Or
it
how
can
about
cut
just,
through
ev-
the
or
humans just
how
as
about,
effortlessly.
Or even, if Salazar gets close, the tank can just punch him away and it just knocks him back, blocking him in an infinite loop of just getting back up, only to get knocked down again. And guess what? Thanks to the tank's aggression patterns, he'll just go punch Salazar while he's down again,
Well, here's
endlessly locking him in an inevitable loop of death.
Well, here's actually a fun fact about the, Chainsaw Larry. He actually doesn't think like a zombie, unlike the tank. He actually thinks like a normal human. Yeah, a psychopathic human. However, he's quick to learn Leon's patterns. If Leon tries to shoot him constantly in the head, he'll block his head with his chainsaw. So the tank will go to punch him in the face, it'll work, goes to do it again, gets blocked by the chainsaws, and the tank goes, "Nani?" Realizing he is outmatched. And then all the Doctor needs to do is just grind him in, well, not grind, but saw off his balls, and he's done for. In fact, here's another thing. The tank is weak to fire. And guess who isn't weak to fire? Chainsaw Larry.
The only reason that
Do either of them have access to fire?
No.
No.
But even then, the tank gets more aggressive when he's on fire.
Actually,
Going
though,
faster.
the chainsaw, when it clashes with Leon's knife, it creates sparks. And of course, sparks mean fire, which mean fire bad for tank.
Oh, one spark is not going to set the tank on fire. It has to
Unless
take
you're
either
covered in gasoline.
Well, it has to take the equivalent of an entire gas can or a Molotov cocktail. One spark does not produce that much of a connected fire on that big, giant body.
Well, here's another thing,
And
though.
even that,
The Doctor has a healing factor. In fact, here's another fun fact.
congrats! You're going to be locked into an endless punching loop and be punched to death.
Well,
So much so
remember,
that the healing factor's not going to matter.
he has Last Plaguers, which is basically the Umaboros, just said in Spanish. And guess what? This parasite regenerates over time and gets stronger with every defeat. He's basically the Gyarados of Resident Evil. Every death or defeat, he gets stronger. So, let's say the tank decides to go Hulk mode on him. Chainsaw Larry just gets back up and he goes puny zombie.
The tank's massive power advantage is more than enough to overtax Salazar's healing factor. Even if Salazar could infect the tank with that said Lost Plaguers, the green flu specifically enhances any negative condition. So theoretically, it would enhance the Lost Plaguers and make the tank much, much more dangerous.
Well, here's actually a fact I want to give you, Sean. Is it or is it not true you get an achievement in the game for defeating a tank with a chainsaw solo?
No.
Actually,
It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
You're talking about the achievement where you kill a tank with a melee weapon.
No. There's also an achievement for killing it with a chainsaw. And in fact, it is possible for one of the survivors to kill it with a chainsaw on their own. I've seen videos on it. I tried it myself with limited success, but I thought, I'm sure there's someone on YouTube that's done it, and they did. And Chainsaw Larry is stronger than these survivors. So
it takes a while to do it. Even then, the tank, again, we talked about it before, Chainsaw Larry would just go in with the chainsaw, tank, punch, knock away, punch again to keep him down. Even then, tank is probably the faster of the two. Even if you scale to other special infected that he can one-shot on his own, like the Charger and the Hunter, who are fast enough to avoid automatic fire from rapid-fire guns, like the M60.
well, fun fact. Chainsaw Larry can take these bullets and carry on pushing. He doesn't need to dodge. He takes that like a champion, busting out his chest, screaming, "Bring it on!"
Nicola would be so disappointed.
No, the tank overwhelms the Doctor in pure power. Sure, he may not be as smart as Salvador due to the virus kind of crushing his head all the time, but when the tanks smash, it's going to hurt. Hell, in that same Left 4 Dead 1 intro, regarding the time he knocked over a giant car and then killed a bunch of zombies that were climbing a fence with that said car, if that doesn't convince you that the tank is a powerhouse, I'm not sure what else will.
Disadvantage though, there's no cars in the village. It's an old village. There are no cars. So how can the tank purely attack with cars when there are no cars?
Well, say the fight doesn't take place in a place that does have cars? What makes you think it would take place in the village?
Because Chainsaw Larry never leaves the village. He is determined to protect his cult.
What about in Resident Evil 5?
Except that one time Chainsaw Larry decided to go to Resident Evil 5.
Sure.
And in fact, that's another thing. There's different versions of Chainsaw Larry. His soul will just go into another Chainsaw Larry. He's probably going into one right now.
My man's reaching so hard. You are reaching so hard. But last point, as we talked about, and it's even proven in that same video I brought up, the tank's body has adapted to different environments anyway. So, regardless of where the environment is, the green flu can adapt the tank's body to it.
It doesn't matter how much he adapts. It doesn't matter. The skin, with Chainsaw Larry's chainsaw, it's just skin and flesh. Chainsaws cut through all of that shit. All he needs is one opening, especially on the face, and that's it. In fact, when you say the tank will keep punching, that's not actually true. He'll punch you 3 times, do a half-a-minute taunt, which gives Chainsaw Larry plenty of opportunities to go for an instant kill, because he goes for the head.
Chainsaw Larry takes a while to get up, though, compared to the survivors of Left 4 Dead.
Regardless, even if he just had that one opportunity, he goes for the head. He's unlike 4. If he was there when Thanos was there, he would have gone for the head, because that's what he does. Unless you're in the Japanese censored version, then he goes for your face. Japan.
How much time do we have left?
30 seconds.
Alright, well, my last point is GG's. Chainsaw Larry wins. Enough said. GG's.
Tank is stronger, faster, and has the adaptability to put Dr. Salvador in the ground. The end.
Well, you can... this takes too long. You can suck it. That's how I'm ending my one. GG's.
Alright.
So, mate, let's get this obvious...
That timer.
Let's go ahead and just get this obvious outcome out of the way.
Okay, well, from everything you brought up, I can say Chainsaw Larry is smarter and more level-headed. Actually has an arsenal due to, well, possessing a chainsaw.
Ram.
And the whole thing about the fact that every time Leon, quote unquote, kills him, he just comes back later, could maybe imply that he could keep the fight going longer. But we also don't know how long it takes for him to, like, get back up after Leon leaves. So it's kind of like with the whole, like, a death is a death rule in Death Battle. Like, yeah, he could come back, but as far as we know, he lost that initial fight, like, that sort of thing. But Tank has, like, range, and from what you've described, sounds stronger, faster, and there's even the potential of, like, what if Chainsaw Larry gets disarmed, then boom, Chainsaw's gone, like, what's he gonna do? Yeah, I'm giving it to the Tank.
Yippee!
Audible gasp! This is rigged! Justice for Chainsaw Larry. Hashtag justice for Chainsaw Larry.
Resident Evil goes to 0-3 on Lads Debate.
Yeah, Resident Evil's
really?
Resident Evil's actually had a pretty bad win streak.
Oh.
Well, upon saying that, Nemesis got the majority of votes in the poll, so, he has that.
He still lost the episode.
That is true. Yeah, Resident Evil has not had a good outcome. Very sad. Very sad. But, okay, yeah, joking aside, people, Chainsaw Larry does not win this. Like, come on, look at the size comparisons.
I would love muscular hypertrophy.
Yeah, like the whole reason for this Lads Debate is just, it's fun, it's stupid, we could have fun with it, we didn't have to take it so seriously. But frankly, that's how we want Lads Debates to be. We don't want it to be a versus show, we just want it to be three nerds just being stupid and just talking about characters. Like, obviously, yeah, we're not gonna put our favourite characters in an unwinnable fight in favour of the other one, hint hint, to a certain person that did that with a certain episode. But, we just want to have fun with these. And, like, to me, I don't even think we even keep record of, like, who has the most wins at this point. I don't even know. It's just meant to be silly fun. And this was honestly pretty fun, like, just going over the top of Chainsaw Larry.
I bet.
And, hey, we got to talk about, Left 4 Dead. I think, Sean was looking forward to talking about that.
Yeah, it's mostly, again, the whole science behind, like, some of these special effects that's kind of wild.
Yeah. Like, maybe at some point we can actually do a, maybe we can actually do a proper Left 4 Dead video. Like, give the Tank a proper matchup with, actual stuff and everything like that.
Just not with mods.
Yeah. He's not Broly. Purple. But you know what, regardless though, this is just a silly, fun Halloween episode. Yes, it didn't really have the competitive debate like Nemesis versus Adam, which I'm only just now realising both our Halloween episodes were Resident Evil characters.
I mean, you do like Resident Evil.
Well, tune in when we talk 1 week for the next Halloween Lads Debate, where Lady Dimitrescu takes on Strahd von Zarevich.
Do you know what? I would actually probably be on board with that. Oh god. So yes, we got 2 more Lads Debates now for the rest of this year. The next one's going to be an interesting one. I'll be honest, Sean, do you want to introduce these characters? Mainly because I can't remember their names, and 2, I just feel as though...
So
it's an interesting one.
At the time of recording, and when this video goes up, Joker versus Giorno comes out. The lads are going to be covering one of the franchises in our next Lads Debate. And I only mean just one, because next time on Lads Debate, we are taking the more brawling heavy lightning users of Persona. Akihiko Sanada takes on Kanji Tatsumi.
I was wondering when this would come up.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't want to announce this episode. I was too embarrassed to try and say the names.
We are taking the popular Persona 3 as of this year and an all-time favorite for one of our co-hosts here in Persona 4.
Remake when Atlas.
you imagine we do this lads debate and they announced a remake?
To be fair, we wanted to do this lads debate and then Joker got announced.
Yeah, true. And plus, we were nearing Halloween, so it just made sense to delay it.
Again.
Yeah, so,
Well, yeah. Tune
now-
in next time for Akihiko versus Kanji.
But of course, I feel as though it's fair to tease something about the finale of Lads Debate. And I'll only reveal one of the franchises that will be in it. It will be Pokemon. But what will it be against? You will have to find out in the next Lads Debate. And yeah, with all that said and done, thank you for watching Chainsaw Larry versus the Tank. I will be really surprised if even Chainsaw Larry has 1% of votes on the poll. It's just me with an alternative account, definitely not Billy. But yeah, who do you think
Not
wins?
Billy. Billy sent me. Definitely not Billy.
I just do the Deadpool thing where like it's like, wait, how did this voting poll get like 28% of votes for Chainsaw Larry? Cuts to me, 1 vote, 2 votes. Just me in a dark room, just making new accounts, just vote for Chainsaw Larry. I wouldn't do that, of course. No, I'm not petty like that, even though I technically still have access to my crossover Clash account. No. Yeah, with all that said and done, yeah, thank you for watching this lads bit. And if you guys actually have a Halloween episode you want to suggest to us, and if you want to get your thumbnails potentially used for these videos, join our Discord in the description down below and suggest to us some other stupid ideas like Chainsaw Larry versus Gogeta, because we obviously know who would win that.
I mean, could the chainsaw in theory split the fusion?
Ah, exactly. If you want to check out your other mate's content, he's currently doing a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald. It's been really entertaining and pretty tense. Yeah.
It hasn't come out yet, but part 19. I'm looking forward to the reception of that.
Well, given this episode comes out on my birthday, it probably has come out by now. By the way, today's my birthday. Yay!
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, copyright.
I'm not doing the whole thing.
Just getting copyrighted. And check out Sean's content, which, Sean, do you have any Let's Plays going on at the moment?
I'm going to be uploading Death Battle Jeopardy later today, and I'm still working on some stuff.
Yeah, well, if he's uploading it today, then it's probably already out, so go check it out.
Here's a clip.